Well, hello there! I'm Greggy Soriano and welcome to another episode of Greggy's Digest. If you're into satisfying cake decorating videos, please click on the subscribe button and ring-a-ding-ding that little bell to get notifications every time I post a new video. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make beautiful wafer paper flowers. They're going to have watercolor designs on them, and it's going to have really beautiful pinstripes and with an unconventional color scheme. I've just been into that lately. That's unconventional, yet it works, and I just seriously can't wait for you guys to see this cake. I'm also going to show you guys how to make a beautiful painted acrylic effect, all with buttercream right onto a cake. So without further ado, let's get to caking! Who is redonkulously excited about this? I haven't done this in forever. But anyhoodle, I seriously missed you guys, BT dubs. Comment down below if you're OG Cake Squad and you used to watch my videos way back when. Alright, I digress. Let's get to biznagerie. First, we're starting off with some wafer paper, and I have the shade I Like Big Buns of my edible paint collection. And I'm painting it with a flat brush, and I'm doing it very roughly, and I'm avoiding saturating it way too much because with wafer paper it's very delicate, and if you put too much moisture in it, it bends a little too much, and you kind of want to avoid that. A little bit goes a long way when you add any type of liquid to your wafer paper, because it'll literally dissolve right in front of your eyes if you put too much liquid onto it. You're going to need some vodka or any clear alcoholic beverage, and I like this little pumpy thingy that I have that I got from Daiso, Japan, and it's my favorite store, BT dubs. Everything in that store is literally $1.50, could you believe it? And they have amazing, super cute things, because all things Japanese are super cute. Right here we have some edible paint in the shade They See Me Rollin', and I have a special kind of brush with bristles that come out, and it looks like a comb almost, and I don't know if it's called a liner brush, but it makes multiple lines when you make strokes, and I love the distressed parts in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I kind of actually purposely do those distressed parts because it just gives a lot of beautiful character to your patterns when you create it. Right here I did a base of edible paint of the shade For Goodness Bakes, and then I darkened it up with some They See Me Rollin', and I went over it with the liner brush again. Right here I'm doing some freehand movements with my brush, and I'm really making sure I get different sizes and different sways and swoops in different directions, and I really want to create that texture, and I'm adding little splotches and dots to create this beautiful pattern. And I grabbed the shade Kardashian, and I did the same exact thing on the other half of the page. So this sheet of wafer paper has dried, and now I'm cutting them into strips, and what I'm going to do is create stamens for the actual flowers that I'm going to make. Right here I'm grabbing some scissors, and I'm creating a fringe effect by avoiding cutting all the way through, and you could also get fringe scissors, but I love using actual scissors because it doesn't look cookie cutter and even, and I just love the idea of it just looking uneven. And right here I have some luster dust in a seafoamish teal color. This right here is a pre-made flower bud center, and I like to make a ton of these out of gum paste and floral wire, and I allowed them to dry, and I'll show you in another video how to make these. But basically I'm grabbing the fringe that I made, and I'm wrapping it around with some water, and a little bit goes a long way, guys, of the water, and I'm creating almost kind of like pips to your stamens. Now I'm very lightly wetting the tops of our pips, and like literally barely wetting them because they will literally dissolve if you oversaturate them with water. And I'm just dipping them into some mini dragees. So here's some metallic, they're like kind of a gunmetal color, and like a gunmetal gray and a pastel yellow and a blue. Now I'm starting to cut out the actual petals for the flowers. And you just want to make sure they're all even sizes and there's an odd number. So I always pretty much do like around 5 or 7 petals. And with this one I'm doing 5 petals and I'm freehand cutting them. I don't really have any templates right now. Comment down below if you want any templates on my blog for you to print out and copy. Here I'm basically creating a petal shape from a poppy, and I'm also creating a mini slit down the bottom center of each petal. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to adhere it on each end just like this so that it makes a cup shape so it looks more realistic. And I'm doing the same exact thing with the other half of the page of the line pattern. So let me show you guys how to assemble the actual flower. Right here we have our stamen, and I grabbed a little water and the petal, and I've wet the bottom half of the petal just a teeny bit, and I'm poking it right through and I'm adjusting it until I stick it onto the bottom of the stamen. And I'm doing the same exact thing, and you kind of want to like move it around to see where you're actually going to put it and then lock it in, because you don't want to go all the way straight up and then lock it in, because once it's there, it's stuck there. So you really want to strategically think about where you're going to place each petal. And there we have it, our pretty little poppy. I've also cut up some leaf shapes, and I did a little cupping action on the bottom of each leaf as well. Whenever you're working with wire on a cake, you definitely always want to cover it with floral tape or washi tape, because you want to avoid it from coming into contact with food. Right here we have a 6-inch round cake by 5 inches in height and a 4-inch round cake by 5 inches in height. And I stacked it and buttercreamed it, I crumb coated it and final buttercreamed it. And I love a little bit of texture. I didn't want it to be so perfect and smooth, so I added just a little bit of texture to it. And right here I'm coloring my buttercream on this palette. And I'm using my offset spatula to create large swipes, kind of like an acrylic effect, onto the cake with buttercream. now I'm doing the placement of our wafer paper flowers that we've worked so hard on, and I'm doing kind of like a cascade with and kind of like an S-curve in shape onto the cake. And then finishing it off with our leaves. And there we have it, our blue and peach wafer paper flower cake. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my painterly and pinstripe blue and peach cake. If you liked this video, please click on the thumbs up, or if you hated it, go like that. Oh, and comment down below and give me the timestamp if you guys found Keiko, and I'll give you guys a special shout out on my next video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Click on my face to subscribe, click on the video to view my last episode on the right, and be sure to support this channel by visiting GreggySoriano.com and say hi to me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.